And then I gotta make a decision that is best over how I feel. So best over feelings. And guess what? Regardless, there's gonna be a consequence.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.
All the great players I've ever asked them, what was the key to, making it in the NFL or whatever. So many of them would talk about the fact that you've got to slow the game down so that you can make good decisions. And think about that. The same is true in life, right? You got to slow the game down so you can make good decisions. So you understand the game, slow it down. And I've seen some really bright people not be able to slow it down. And I've seen some guys that were Prop 48, that had that ability that when, the bullets are flying and the bodies are flying around, that they could slow the game down and make good decisions.
Well, Coach,
and Tony gave you that feel.
He gave me that feel, and he gave me this line too that I've really built, my life off, part of my life off of, and it has not worked for 2 years, but it's been one of the core foundations of this program, and I believe it's going to be why we turn it. Is choices, decisions, consequences, and it starts off the field. Like we're giving all these choices in life. Like I can choose to spend time on this, or I can choose not to. I can choose to be out too late. I can choose to go to bed. I have all these things, and then I got to make a decision that is best over how I feel. So best over feelings. And guess what? Regardless, there's going to be a consequence. But if you train yourself off the field to choose best over your feelings, so to make a decision for what is best over how I feel, right? Guess what you're training? You're training 4th and 1. You're training 3rd and 6. You're training 3rd and goal. You're training 2-minute. You're training 1st and 10 in the second quarter, and you're already up 14. If you're a quarterback, why would I take unnecessary risk? Like you're training your decisions between the lines as well. Because what you're really training yourself is, I feel one way, but I know the other way's best. And I'm gonna make a decision for best because I like the consequences of best more than the consequences of how I feel. Because most of the time when I chase my feelings, my consequences suck. And these young people are starting to realize, hey, it felt pretty good to have that 7th beer, didn't it? Man, you were rolling. You had fun. Man, you were up on top of the bar. All the girls thought but you forgot that we had 6 a.m. winning edge the next morning. So as you're throwing up as we're in our second mat drill, that's the consequence of choosing to follow how you felt at 1 a.m.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.